Fun size. Fun size. Fun size.
What's weird is sweet tarts, at least these, are basically poker chips. They're
Yeah,
about
exactly.
the size of poker chips.
Exactly.
But when I look at the packaging, it's a rectangle.
It's a rectangle. How'd you do it?
How'd you do it, Tarts?
Welcome to Fun Size, the candy competition podcast where we pit two candies head-to-head against each other to determine which one you should grab at the candy aisle.
I'm Billy Scafuri.
I'm Adam Lustick.
And today's candies are Spree versus Sweet Tarts.
Correct. Sour candy, chewy subgenre.
Chewy version.
Chewy version.
Love.
Yeah.
Adam, everyone's played this game before.
Yep.
As a reminder, packaging,
Yep.
presentation,
Yep.
taste,
Yep.
and risk.
These are the four categories by which we judge these candies.
We grew up on both of these candies.
And you know I'm a big sour guy. I think you are too. I'm a huge sour candy guy.
You're
This
a
is
sour guy.
This is my weakness.
All right, so you're going to be the expert in this competition.
I accept that burden.
Pressure's on you.
I accept that.
All right, let's jump right into it.
Let's do it.
The candies packaging.
Great.
Both have strong packaging out the
Really,
gate.
really nice.
Gotta
really
say.
Just sort of, yeah, exactly. At the blink of an eye, really attractive, colorful, bright, and vibrant. I'm looking at the Sweet Tart Giant Chewy packaging right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's oblong, sort of like almost ruler size.
That's true.
It says Sweet Tarts in sort of fun cursive font, half pink, half blue, genders.
Mm-hmm.
Giant Chewy. It says tangy candy up top, letting you know what it is. No artificial flavors. And a picture of four of the individual tarts themselves: green, orange, purple, and yellow.
You know what's
simple?
What's weird is Sweet Tarts, at least these, are basically poker chips. They're about the size of poker chips.
Exactly.
But when I look at the packaging, it's a rectangle.
It's a rectangle. How'd you do it?
How'd you do it, Tarts?
you do it?
How'd you do it,
How'd you
Tarts?
fit the round peg in the rectangle hole?
But very simple.
Super
Very
simple. I kinda like it.
Very clean.
Yeah.
It's also like a new shape. I don't think we've had a candy bar, like a proper bar.
Yeah, it's funny that it's 4 discs in bar. This is what you're saying. It's 4 mini discs, but in bar shape.
Somehow it turns into a ruler.
Somehow it's a ruler.
But that's Sweet Tarts.
Yeah, I would say nice and clean. Okay, sorry, I missed the sort of fun tagline at the bottom.
Sure.
That's written in sort of yellow font here. It says, "For a chewy experience, break it into bite-sized pieces before eating."
Wait, why? Isn't that what chewing is?
I think chewing just means...
Doesn't chewing break it into bite-sized
Yeah,
pieces?
I don't know why you'd want to break it first, just because they're giant. Maybe it's like a share. Maybe it's like encouraging what to share.
Sure,
Anyway.
sure. Giant.
Giant.
It's about the size
chewy.
of your thumbnail. For the
Poker
folks
chip.
at home.
Exactly.
And me, Bill,
Swinging it over.
I'm holding Chewy Spree.
Yeah.
I'm holding Chewy Spree. Imagine a Skittles pack.
Yeah.
An M&M's,
Yep.
proper sized M&M's
Yes.
pack. That's what we're kind of holding.
Yeah.
This is the sound it makes.
Pretty nice.
Pretty satisfying.
Pretty nice. There's a lot going on that in the pack on the art there.
One thing we've learned about candies
Yeah.
is that they love to make on their packaging it rain from the heavens.
well-
Muddy Bears had chocolate raining on the bear's head.
Raining?
There's always, even the Raisinets had
Things are
sun
falling
everywhere,
from
but
the
things are falling. People
the
like
sky.
it. Why do people think that it's so fun for candy to always be falling? Why can't somebody plant a spree in the ground and have a spree tree?
Billy, this is a deeply, deeply good question.
Let's go down to up for a while, folks. Spree went top to bottom. They made their candy rain, and that's what's happening here.
Why does the candy need to come from the clouds? Why can't it come from the earth?
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We're welcome. Chewy Spree is nothing but
Yes.
a bunch of Spree all over the package.
Oh.
No organization.
Yeah.
Here's my thing.
Yes.
So a Spree, from what I know,
Yes.
is a solid disc.
That's right.
Not a donut. It is like a roll.
That's right.
There's no hole in the middle.
Correct.
Adam, I'm going to toss over this packaging. Tell me if all of the Spree on the packaging are solid.
No, disturbingly.
Go.
We have some solid spree that look like the spree of our memory.
Correct.
And then we have these these spree
Zeros.
rings.
Spree rings.
These O's that
Okay.
are not the spree that I know, but if my interest is piqued.
My interest is piqued, but I'm not. I'm going to say this. I think I know who I'm going to give the presentation to, personally. Packaging to, excuse me.
Interesting.
I know who I'm going to give it to, but there is a bit of a caveat.
Tell me.
Well, do you know who you're going to give it
I'm
back?
on the fence right now. I like the chaos of the spree packaging.
Mm-hmm.
I like that it says contains no egg very subtly, just in case you thought it was an egg. So, but there is something nice and clean and simple about Sweet Tarts. I'm leaning one way right now. I'm leaning one way.
I feel very strongly. I would almost argue that this is my favorite packaging
Wow.
we've had so far.
I think I know what you're gonna say.
Sweet Tarts.
Sweet Tarts.
It's really clean.
Simple.
It looks like excellence.
Yeah.
It looks like they knew exactly what they were going for. They executed it and they were like, we're done here. We're not going to try and get cute. We're done here.
Don't over zhuzh it. The chewy spree feels like with all these rings.
Yes.
It just feels like it's a lot. They're throwing a lot against the wall. You can't tell if we're underwater. Are we under? Are these floating?
call.
Are they falling?
Good call.
We're a little lost for context. Sweet Tarts doesn't try to contextualize you. Doesn't try to place you in a place. These are the candies. They're giant.
You'll enjoy them.
You'll like it.
Confidence always wins for me.
I'm with you.
So is the winner?
Sweet Tarts.
Okay, great. Here's the one caveat I was going to say.
Yes.
I also didn't like the spree packaging, namely because of the rings.
Yes.
Those spree rings.
Yes.
I don't believe that they are in the package. That said,
Yes.
if there are some spree rings in the package, then that packaging is actually really successful because it taught me something so new about something I once thought I knew everything about.
It's very informative, but in a subtle way that doesn't call it. It's not like now with spree rings.
Right.
It's just like subtly letting you know that there might be in there.
Exactly.
I'm skeptical. I'm skeptical that there are spree rings in there.
Agreed.
I'm thinking they're solid discs.
But this is why we go to presentation.
This is why we do it.
All right.
This is why we go.
So I'll take the Sweet Tarts because
great.
you're more curious about the rings than I am.
All right, great.
Okay. Adam,
Okay.
let's make that a cliffhanger because I'm sure everybody is dying to find out if there's
Will
rings
there
in
be
there.
rings?
Okay.
Sweet Tart.
Billy pulls open the packaging and pulls out one.
Nice and clean.
Very clean.
Nice and clean, baby.
It's really clean. It looks like something you'd put underneath like your couch or under like the leg of your couch
so like
so that it doesn't scrape the floor.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Poker chip size, chalky.
Chalky. It
Chalky.
feels chalky to you? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But not the type of chalky where it's going to get on your fingers. No residue.
Nope.
It's kind of fun. I don't know. Here's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Eating Tide Pods is very trendy right now.
What a
Whether
funny
or not
thing to
people are
say.
actually eating these Tide Pods,
Yes.
people are saying they look so fun.
Yes.
I want to put that in my mouth.
Correct.
This is in the family of, this could be dish detergent.
I would put that in my laundry.
Yes.
I would
put this
put
in your
that in my
laundry,
laundry.
or you would put this in your washing machine. I feel like this would be the equivalent of dish detergent.
It's so funny that it is the opposite effect of Tide Pods. Teens look at Tide Pods and want to eat them to be bad. Adults look at Sweet Tarts. I want to put them in their laundry. It's the opposite.
Okay, so that's kind of a huge risk, and we'll get into that in the fourth category. But just on presentation alone,
Yeah.
very pretty. Also, very soft colors, very kind of like pastel.
Gentle pastels.
Yeah, not neon. A lot of candies like to go the harshest yellow and
Correct.
red that they can.
Correct.
A lot of gentle pastels. So
A lot of restraint showed here. by
on
the-
presentation,
Really nice.
I think it's nice and clean. It kind of matches the packaging. Everything so far is in line with what I was
Just
expecting.
a nice size, like the size of a coin that you would flip at the beginning of an NFL game.
Yes.
Just like a big coin.
A silver dollar.
A silver dollar.
I now also understand why they say break it, because if you were to put this in your mouth at once, it's a choking hazard.
Problem.
Legit choking hazard. It's as big as your throat.
They made it sound like a fun thing. Break it, but really it's like, for your safety, break it.
Please, dear God, break it. We don't need another lawsuit.
Correct.
Okay.
We're digging into Chewy Spree.
The question is-
Everyone wants to know, will there be rings?
Will there be rings?
Will there be rings? And the answer is absolutely not. Absolutely. It's the sprees that we know and love. They are hard.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like there is something plastic or almost even borderline metallic about the feel of a spree.
I think part of the joy of the spree is trying to get through it.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to earn that bite.
Exactly. Like it almost there's a real solid.
That's really satisfying.
There's a solidity to it.
That's really satisfying.
It's that it almost belies its chewiness. You know what I mean? Because it's so solid up front that you think it's going to crack a tooth, or you almost feels like a sort of a small weapon.
That said, I will say that is the appropriate size for a candy.
These are both to me very aesthetically pleasing.
Yes, I would say that your spree
Yes.
are more appropriately sized.
Yes.
In terms of presentation.
Yes.
Mine is like someone who can't like stop hitting like increase.
Correct.
Increase.
Correct.
Increase. It's too big.
Correct.
Seeing mine versus yours now, seeing the Sweet Tart that I'm holding versus the spree that you're holding.
Correct.
Mine is too big.
Yours feels a little bit. Granted, it is giant, and that's a giant. Sweet Tart, all the same. All the same.
It's a competition.
It's a competition.
Now, Adam, you have really primary colors, more like your yellow is yellow, your purple is purple, whereas mine are kind of pastel.
Correct.
Do you have a preference? I know you like matte candy.
I do like matte candy. Man, this is tough. Both of these look.
I agree.
Use the parlance of our era and region, hella good to me right now.
Yes, hella.
Hell of good.
Good
They both
parlance.
are really appetizing to me. Man, this is tough. Presentation. Do I have a slight edge? I like the solid primary colorness of this. I like how kind of coiny
Yep.
it is.
Yep.
Can I take a hold of the giant
Coming
Sweet
over.
Tart? Yeah, the chalky. It's a whole different experience.
I know.
It's a whole different experience. Sorry. It is really chalky and kind of slightly textured versus it's like a popcorn ceiling versus just like a sleek metal.
One thing I'll say is that we've been holding both of these candies in our hands now for, call it a minute, and one has gotten sticky.
Body heat.
Body heat.
Here it is.
One can't handle the heat.
And that is something to
again,
know.
a bit of a risk.
It's a risk.
But on site.
It's folded in.
On site, Adam, which one are you more excited about? I know that I have my choice.
On site, the Spree.
The Spree?
The Spree.
Agreed?
Really?
Agreed.
It's nice.
1-1.
Wow, baby. Okay, yeah. It's the Spree.
1-1. Folks, we may be heading towards our first handful challenge in a while.
Yeah.
It's been weeks.
Yeah, it's been weeks.
You may hear us gag this episode.
Stay tuned.
Moving on.
Okay.
Adam.
Taste.
Taste.
This is what it's about.
This is what it's all about. I will open up a new sweet tart because that one has been in our sweaty hands for a while.
I am popping a red Spree as we speak. Here it goes. Mm-hmm. Easy to cut through, slice as well, I believe.
Like a Skittle? Would you say that it's a Skittle equivalent?
Absolutely.
That's what it takes to get through it?
And it is
one
nice
good
and sour.
bite. One good bite.
One good chomp will do it.
Okay.
You're not going to have to work too hard to break through that shell.
The taste is there.
Oh, it's great.
Yep.
I mean, again, you're preaching. I have a strong bias towards sour candies. This is almost my ideal candy experience. I'm feeling it in the back of my throat.
Good. That's what we want.
Feeling the tang.
Okay.
Feeling the tart.
Beautiful.
So this is great.
That was a sell.
Oh, it's great.
Now I have to break the big candy.
As instructed.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Not good.
Now, this is an immediate risk. It is awkward to break.
Ew. It felt like I ripped a squirrel in half. Like, it was like, you can do it, but do you wanna?
Do you want to?
Do you want it? It like
feels wrong.
I thought it was going to snap. Folks, it's not going to snap.
Something to know. It is not a clean break whatsoever. Billy is holding 2 halves of a candy corpse.
This is why you got to put the candy in your mouth, folks.
Alrighty.
This is a nightmare.
Billy is working his way through the sweet tart. It's giant. It is one of, to use a term that we've used before, laborious. It feels laborious.
You know the feeling when you bite your tongue?
Yeah.
Or the side of your mouth?
Uh-oh.
And you're like, what was that? Oh, that was my face.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm chewing all over my mouth.
Yeah.
This is
like another face. Wow. Billy is grimacing.
A bad sensation.
However,
dynamite taste.
The taste is there. The taste is there.
The question is now, is the work that it takes to earn the taste, is it a good thing or a bad thing?
These Sprees were easy peasy. You pop in a coin within 2 seconds it's digested.
It's
gone.
done. Mine's gone too. This is weird. This is weird.
I might need to have a bite of that, Bill, if you don't mind.
I don't think you should eat that one.
Okay, great.
Why don't you eat Big Green? Or here, I got you.
I'll take Big Green.
Okay.
I'll take Big
Rip
Green.
it in half, Adam.
Okay.
Oh.
Full snap.
Hold on. Let's just see.
Mine?
Now we have one snap, one bend. Adam, coming across.
Okay.
Sending you a new one.
Thank you, Bill.
Adam's
Got it.
giant sweet tart just snapped.
Snapped, and yours sort of awkwardly snapped. Here's number 3, the tiebreaker, rubber game. Awkward.
Not nice.
Awkward bendy, ripping a squirrel.
Not nice.
Ripping a squirrel.
That's a squirrel rip.
Awkward. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have to factor this in. I just have to factor it in. However, here I go for the taste, but I can't forget this experience.
Chew that sweet tart and let me know.
It is hard, man.
It is weird.
It is hard to get through. This is tough.
Yep.
Oh, this is really hard.
That's what I'm saying. It's like usually the path to greatness is the story. It's like it was the work that we did. And then when we got there, this work feels bad.
This is tough.
I want candy to be fun, easy, next, fun, easy, next.
And yes, like you said, the taste is dynamite, of course, definitely. However, at what cost?
Let's get there early.
At what cost?
Let's get there right at the gate. Draw me in.
Yep. My mind is made up.
My mind is
made up.
sold.
Absolutely.
And the winner of the Taste Challenge, Spree versus Sweet Tart, Spree.
I'm so sorry.
I'm not.
Sweet tart, it's tough to get to the taste.
That was rude.
It's hard
rude.
to get there.
Don't make me rip. Don't make me rip my candy. Are you a taffy? Are you a taffy sweet tart?
Exactly.
I thought you were a fun disc.
I thought you were a disc that was going to be nice and clean and digestible and consumable. I didn't realize I was going to be murdering a squirrel to get there. Mm-hmm. It's tough, man.
So, Spree is now up 2-1.
2-1
over Sweet Tart.
We go to risk now.
Go to risk. I mean,
look, I think we tackled some of the risk in the presentation and the taste. I mean, the Sweet Tart is just the size is a little awkward. It's just awkward. To,
I'm eating another one.
Funny.
I just wanted to be reminded.
Just want to remind it. It's a little It's a little awkward because it's a little. I mean, you're not going to share this with a friend. You're not going to break it and share it with a buddy.
It's a hazard.
It's a hazard.
I'm
and if you
eating
eat the whole thing yourself, you might choke. It's like it's in a weird no man's land. Now, maybe regular size sweet tarts, which would be more analogous to the Spree size, would be a different story. But these are giant sweet tarts.
Yes.
That's what we're working with. And frankly, they might just be a little too giant or not giant enough.
I'll tell you what. Most candies, I know it's called fun size, but any king-sized candy is fine by me.
Yeah.
But it turns out that not all candies need to be king size.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm learning that now.
You can stop at normal.
Sweet tarts, if this was a traditional sweet tart, I think it'd be a much better competition.
I think you're right.
I think that what hurts this candy, this giant sweet tart, is that it's so big, you don't know how to chew it, and it doesn't know how it wants to be chewed.
It doesn't know what it is quite. It doesn't know what it is.
I would say that choking hazard is the number one risk that any candy can provide.
Definitely.
Are you familiar with Kinder Surprisen?
No.
I think it's like an Italian or German candy.
Cool.
Where it's like an egg, a chocolate egg, but inside there's always a plastic toy.
Oh, fun.
Huge in Europe.
Yes.
Except that it's like the most choked on thing in the world.
That stands to reason.
Kids eat candy.
Put plastic
Kids
in
eat toys.
Right.
Wrong. So, I would say this is 100% a choking hazard.
Yeah, it's a choking hazard.
I would also say that the experience of like, if you wanted to give one to your friend, be like, here, I think you'll like this.
Exactly.
They won't. I don't think they will.
If we're having a conversation, here's another risk. If we're just having a casual chat with a candy bowl in front of us, if we're chatting, I can pop in a spree and the conversation can continue without much interruption. If we're just talking and we casually pop in one of these sweet tart giants, conversation stops.
You put in a new lip of tobacco. You look like a center fielder when you put one of these things in your mouth.
You need a minute.
You
just need a minute. Like,
and that's not what candy should be.
You need a
candy
minute.
should be like fun along for the ride.
Yeah.
Not like, hey, pause everything. I'm
Chew
about
this.
to eat a sweet tart. Nobody move.
Okay.
I'm about to eat a sweet tart.
Let me rip it first. Now let me rip it.
Yeah, I would say that the chance that you could dislocate an elbow or a thumb in trying to rip one of these sweet tart giants. Personally, I think that one has very little risk.
Yeah. What are the risks of the spree?
You hold it in your hand for too long and it gets sweaty.
It gets a little sweaty and
which
sticky.
is gnarly.
It's a little gnarly.
But that's also on you.
That's right. The color is a little more flashy. Like, hey, look at me, I'm a candy. It's a little less subtle than the sweet tart.
I would say that probably the sweet tart will hold up better under heat, which is of course the front seat challenge.
The front seat challenge.
Where it's
that's
like
correct.
which will survive better
Leave it out
in
in
the
sun.
front seat.
Correct.
But I think that nothing is more risky than it being a choking hazard.
And a conversation stopper.
The point of it is to put in your mouth.
Correct.
It should at least be easy to put in my
It's
mouth.
just a little too hard to get to the taste of you, sweet tart, which was excellent.
Thank you.
Taste was excellent.
Agreed.
Excellent.
And you still lost.
It was a road to get there, man.
And you still lost.
Oh, sorry.
So, I mean, personally, I know that choking hazard equals loss in the risk. You too?
I'm right with you.
All right. So the winner of risk in Spree versus Sweet Tarts is
Spree,
making the winner of today's competition, the sour, chewy competition, Spree.
Congratulations, Spree.
Yes.
Congrats.
Latrell Spreewell.
Latrell Spreewell.
Your candy
Looking
is
at you, buddy.
awesome. Good job, Latrell.
Wow.
Okay.
We avoided another handful challenge. We will get there.
Some can't.
We will get there.
That's true.
Yeah.
Can't be every week.
Exactly.
Sweet Tarts, great packaging.
Wonderful packaging.
I would say that you can go to your local 99-cent store, movie theater, whatever. Just enjoy the packaging.
Enjoy the packaging itself.
Don't go one step further.
The giantness is the problem.
Correct. Not all candies need to be king-sized.
Correct.
We've learned that today. Well, this isn't the king-size podcast.
Nope.
This is the fun-size podcast.
Well done.
And for it, I am Billy Scafuri.
I'm Adam Lustick.
And we will talk to you next week.
Fun size. Fun size. Fun size.